Oh, here we are back on the boat after 8 months of winter and autumn and spring. Not too many problems, in pretty good condition. No condensation or signs of mould or damp. Bit of water in the bilge. So we took the boat out
Under sail for the first time.
and we did some of this.
Can't get the winch out.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Got it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, sails up for the first time ever on this boat. It's only taken 2 years to get this far.
First time we've had both sails up and the engine
We're
off.
sailing! Sailing kiss for the first time. Just look at those sails.
Who's a happy bunny?
Yeah, 4.5 knots. No hands. Well, it's here.
Here last year and he said, oh, I wish I could sail down this channel. That would be
Yeah.
amazing. There you go. You're doing it.
Sailed down to Queenborough, moored up for the night, had a beautiful sunset,
On the water.
and then this happened. Nature's a wonderful thing. Every year the leaves come out. Out come the new ducklings, and look, there's even 2 beautiful little cygnets these 2 gorgeous young swans have produced. Unfortunately, out of about 30 ducklings, the Heron seems to have eaten about 15 of them. But hopefully it's not around anymore now that these swans have hatched. Oh, that's nature.
That's 2 gone in about 2 minutes.
Finished painting the cockpit floor. Just got the entire rest of the boat to do now. Gorgeous sunset. And 3 bean soup for dinner out of the pan. Just finishing off installation of the diesel heater. Fortunately, I left this and it slipped down onto the exhaust. Even with thermal protection, it's melted the corner. Best laid plans and all of that. Yep, and that's what a hot exhaust can do to a plastic bin. I've even got a full gas cylinder in there. Lucky I didn't blow the back of the boat off and die of unnatural causes. Well, I'm going to have to come up with some way of keeping the exhaust separate from anything else in the lazarette. Or, well, see the boat catch fire. I even had 15 litres of diesel down there. I'm surprised I'm still alive. Oh well, back to the drawing board, time to make something. Let's see how we get on. I didn't make a video on how to install a Chinese diesel heater in a boat because there's so many of them on YouTube. But there's just a couple of things, if you're thinking of doing it, that I'll point out that the problems that I've had doing it. The first, I'd say, is the exhaust. Down here, there is a small hole at the bottom of the exhaust. It's not a manufacturing fault. It's to allow condensation or any water that gets into the exhaust to be able to drain out. That does obviously release some exhaust gas, so make sure you've got plenty of ventilation wherever you install this. The pipes, the exhaust pipes, they're pretty cheap. When they arrive, they tend to become slightly deformed, so you don't get a good seal on the joints. So I've used gum to prevent any further exhaust gases escaping. Then, well, where do you install it? I've put this in the lazarette, and that allows the outlet pipe, which is here, to go straight into what is a quarter berth. It's the shortest route, and the lazarette's ventilated, so you know. And plus, I've installed a carbon monoxide detector, so hopefully that will stop me from dying. But looking at what's happened the first time after I've run it with melted plastic, I think there's a very good chance I might blow the boat up, or at least set fire to it. And don't use this as a how-to video, how to install a Chinese diesel heater on a boat. It's not a how-to video. I no idea what I'm doing, as usual. And it's the first time I've ever installed one. Do your research. I did, and I still cocked it up. Just cast it off. Line that sinks with a float on it. Then we've got some polyester that floats, so we don't get it tangled in the prop. Off we go. Just coming into the marina onto the scrubbing dock. I'll let the boat dry out, check the hull, check the water intake on the sail drive. We'll be on for a couple of nights, re-anti-foul if need be. Got to drill a hole in the stern to put the diesel heater exhaust through. So we're just coming in, I'm bricking it a little bit. Well, it's the second time I've done this, so hopefully I can remember how to tie the ropes. Let's see if I can go through that with you all. I draw 4'6", so I think we're all good for the height. First thing we've got to do is put a rope from the mast across to the other side of the dock, and that's to try and give the boat a little bit of lean into the side of the dock as it goes down. Some people just want to sit them vertically, If you've got a fin keel with a bulb on it, that's okay, but this is just a straight fin keel. I think I know what I'm talking about. We'll see. Now the boat's got a little bit of a lean on it going into the dock, and to maintain that, we do that by putting another rope on the mast rope to keep some tension on as the boat goes down. Well, thank you very much. If you hear a crash, you know it didn't go so well.
That's why you use what? It collects the sun.
Right, so we've got some tension on it, but it's got a little bit of a lean into the dock. Just need to put one around the mast now and then slacken that off, and stern and forward lines as she goes down. Should be good. Fenders are in place. There's one tied to the dock, which is the big fat one with the blue top. That will come up as the boat goes down, and I've got all the others tied onto the boat. So that's two lines on the mast. Just got one more line to put on now, and that's the centre cleat for the boat. So I'll go do that. So that's how I tie my boat up to the dock and allow it to dry out. How'd you like yours? Straight up or leaning to one side a little bit? You tell me. There we are. That is 1 year's growth. That was all scraped and anti-fouled last year. And look at it. Needs a bloody garden strimmer on it. I've cleaned the rudder. I've used some product to get, this was all algae all the way up here and all the way around, and it's been on there. Couldn't get it off last year when I anti-fouled it, but I've got it this time. Giving the rudder a bit of a clean. There's a little bit of play in the bearing there. You can see that. It's not excessive. I have absolutely no idea how to change a rudder bearing. Anybody knows, let me know. And the dinghy, yeah, well, when I came round, it was in between the prop and the rudder. It's just get everywhere, these dinghies. Can't leave them on their own for 2 minutes. I think that's it for this evening. It's 8:30, sun's about to set. Tide's not in, so there's still plenty of working time, but I've had enough. 49 days. I've had enough of 49 days. I deserve a shower. I am the great unwashed. I haven't shaved or washed for 2-3 days. You didn't know I could sing, did you? Hello, me handsome. So I've just got a few jobs to do on the boat. Just letting it dry out on the scrubbing dock. A little bit of gel coat chipped out just below the waterline. Needs attending to. And if I've got time, maybe even a little bit of hull polishing. And repair the blue stripe. Got to have a blue stripe on your boat. 3 rules of boat maintenance. Rule 1, always use the right tool for the job. Rule 2, the right tool for the job is a hammer. Rule 3, anything can be a hammer. I just like getting my hammer out and giving it a good swing around. This looks like I know what I'm doing, but I don't really. I think if you've got osmosis, it makes a bit of a hollow sound. And I've just found a little bit of gel coat that's been chipped off, but it's not osmosis. It just looks like there's been some sort of impact just on the waterline. Probably me in an old dinghy running into the boat. Got 4 holes in the stern which haven't been repaired very well. Looks like it's been done in a rush. Don't know what these bolts were for, but if I'm going to try and repair these, can't say I'm going to make a better job at it, but I'll put a bit of gel coat on, and I'm not going to get a colour match, but maybe a good case to paint the stern once I've got it smooth and sealed. The boat's getting its new stripe today. My generation, if you put stripes on your vehicle, they were called go faster stripes. I don't think they made the car go faster, but you certainly drove it faster when you had some go faster stripes. So I'm putting a go faster stripe on the boat. Not really. You stupid. Anyway, back to the scrubbing. It's a disaster. My chocolate's melted. Painted about a third of the boat topside. It's not safe to carry on at the moment because the tide's just about out and the boat's resting on its keel. To go forward it would tip. Same, you've got to take some care as well moving astern. So might be a good idea as well if you have water tanks in the forepeak not to fill them up while your boat's sat on its keel, because that might add enough weight just to tip the front. Anyway, it's a beautiful evening here. Wind's died down. F1, F2, lots of lovely sunshine. And another night on the dock. And then back out to the mooring at high tide tomorrow.
And how was that?
Hey!
You enjoy that?
I did.
Did you?
It was amazing.
Did you fly?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Oh.
I thought it was safer if I don't touch it.
Great stuff. Great.
So picking up from earlier in the video where I had a problem on the diesel heater's exhaust and plastic storage crates and my diesel jerry can shifting around in the lazarette, touching the exhaust and getting a burning smell. I've cleared the lazarette. I've fitted a new stainless steel through hull exhaust, and this is what I've come up with. As you can see, this fits against the diesel tank, bond it to the floor, then have a long piece of wood nicely painted, and I temporarily had the heater's diesel tank screwed to the fixed boat's diesel tank, which wasn't good enough, wasn't safe. So that's going to sit on top of the wood that I've made, and then I've got a longer piece of wood which sits in front, and that provides a barrier to stop anything that's in the lazarette floating around when we're at sea. And the diesel tank sits nicely in between the heater's diesel tank and the wood, and that keeps it upright, stops it flying around when the boat's rolling. And I've tidied up the locker so that instead of putting things in the lazarette, which are just rolling around all the time, I've got everything into one locker. I did that by chucking loads of rubbish stuff away. There was a portable toilet in there. Who needs a portable toilet on a boat when you've got a fixed toilet? There was loads of spare poles and bits of wood and all kinds of stuff that's just been accumulated over the years. So I've decluttered and reorganised. There we go. That's it. Job done. Looks great. The exhaust is rooted, it's not touching anything. The only thing I'd recommend is, instead of buying cheap thermal exhaust wrap, to buy some really good stuff that actually stays cool. But you know, first time I've installed a diesel heater, and I'm really pleased with the results. Job done. Shit, the engine just died. The engine's just died on me. Coming across to the marina. It started again, but I can't rev it. It'll only run on tick over. It's like fuel starvation. Put a new float valve needle in it over the winter because it was leaking fuel when the engine was tipped on the side. So that's been great ever since. So fingers crossed. What I'll do, next up. Made it in on tick over. Not going to die this time. Don't know what's wrong with it. Gave it a full service over the winter. Outboard engines. New impeller. Plenty of water coming out. It felt like it had run out of fuel. There was plenty of fuel in the tank. So maybe just a bit of dirt or something causing the float needle to stick. Don't know yet. I'll have to look at it. But anyway, hey, coming into the marina. Yeah. We live to tell a tale another day. Well, hope you liked the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and see you on the next one. I think we're going to Corfu in a couple of weeks, so that might be the next video. Who knows?